Tatiana Schlossberg, the 35-year-old environmental journalist whose incisive prose has illuminated the quiet crises of urban ecosystems for the New York Times, now confronts a storm far more personal: a terminal diagnosis of acute myeloid leukemia (AML), a ferocious blood cancer that struck like lightning mere hours after birthing her second child. Daughter of Caroline Kennedy, the poised diplomat and last guardian of Camelot's flame, and artist Edwin Schlossberg, Tatiana's life was a tapestry of purpose. Chasing stories of peregrine falcons nesting on skyscrapers, advocating for green corridors and concrete jungles, raising her 3-year-old son Edwin Jr. with the wonder of a world worth saving. But in May 2024, joy's crescendo, delivering her newborn amid the miracle of new life, crashed into catastrophe when routine blood work unveiled a white cell count skyrocketing like a false dawn. "It's not leukemia," she told husband George Moran, defiance in her denial, her body still humming from a pre-labor swim mile, vitality her constant companion. Yet, the words landed like irrevocable verse, thrusting her from delivery room euphoria to oncology's austere script. ML, a marrow marauder that floods blood with immature blasts, spares no mercy, its onset stealthy, progression swift, 5-year survival hovering at 30% for her age. Tatiana's form, aggressive and unheralded, demanded immediate siege. Months of chemotherapy, a toxic tide eroding healthy cells alongside the rogue, followed by bone marrow transplants gamble, harvesting stem cells to rebuild from ruins. "I couldn't believe it was me," she recounts in a poignant essay, the shockwave rippling through a family whose history is etched in assassinations and ascents. The Kennedy-Schlossberg lineage, from JFK's moonshot optimism to Caroline's Tokyo ambassadorship, has weathered tempests with telegenic tenacity. Now, it rallies for Tatiana, her parents and siblings, Jack and Rose, becoming sentinels in sterile halls, cradling her children while she battles infusions that leave her frail as autumn leaves. January 2025 brought a beacon: enrollment in a CAR T-cell trial, oncology's avant-garde arsenal where T-cells are gene-hacked into assassins, programmed to hunt leukemia signatures like heat-seeking missiles. Infusions, feverish and fraught, mimic tempests, cytokine storms raging as engineered immunity clashed with cancer's horde. Tatiana, ever the observer, chronicled the chaos. "Fever dreams where cells danced a deadly waltz, my body a battlefield of borrowed fire." Accompanied by family, she navigated ports and pumps, Caroline's steady hand an echo of her grandmother Jackie's grace under grief. But hope's harvest soured. Scans revealed resistance, the cancer's cunning evasion dooming efficacy. 1 year, the words from white-coated oracles, a prognosis that cleaved time into before and borrowed now. At 35, with babes in arms, the verdict wasn't statistics but stolen sunrises, missed proms, unwatched weddings, untold bedtime tales. Guilt gnaws, a shadow sibling to sorrow. Tatiana, raised in privilege's prism, Harvard's halls, Manhattan's museums, strived for seamlessness. Stellar student shielding her mother from strife, sisterly scaffold for Jack's jests and Rose's reels. "I've etched tragedy into our scroll," she laments, the Kennedy curse, a siren of loss from Chappaquiddick to Hyannisport, now inked in her veins. Caroline, 67, whose life navigated paparazzi sees post-Dallas, absorbs with ambassadorial poise, her pain veiled in visits bearing bougainvillea bouquets. Edwin, the kinetic sculptor whose installations pulse with life's logic, adapts home with ramps and monitors, his tech-savvy a tangible talisman. Siblings shine. Jack, 32, Yale wit-turned-lawyer, ferries kids to soccer with satirical podcasts as soundtrack. Rose, 35, Harvard film maven, captures family frames that freeze joy amid jeopardy. George Moran, Tatiana's 2017 married anchor, college sweethearts bonded over Brooklyn bike rides and birdwatching, embodies endurance. "He shouldered all," she praises, from midnight feeds for the newborn to Edwin Jr.'s Lego labyrinths, his own grief banked like embers. Their union, a verdant vow exchange in Central Park, bloomed into fatherhood's frenzy. Now it steals against severance, George whispering, "We'll weather this wave together." Daily he orchestrates, dawn smoothies spiked with anti-nausea elixirs, afternoons of animated adventures where leukemia lurks off-script. Tatiana clings to presence, mindfulness her mantra, plucking moments like wildflowers, the newborn's milky sigh, Edwin Jr.'s chalk drawings of Mommy the superhero fighting bad guys with words. Memories meander unbidden, pre-diagnosis hikes in the Hudson Valley, where falcons soared as metaphors for freedom, but she corrals them, lest they drown the day. Professionally, Tatiana's pen persists, a lifeline to legacy. Her beat, city wildlife's whimsy and woes, mirrors her fight. Ecosystems fragile as marrow, resilience rooted in adaptation. Books like On the Future of Our Unlucky Cities blend data with lyricism, urging urban oases amid sprawl. Now her essay transmutes affliction into advocacy, spotlighting postpartum perils where hormonal hurricanes unmask malignancies. AML's Ambush, 1,700 annual U.S. cases in young adults, often veiled till crisis, demands her voice, pushing for maternal screenings, funding CAR-T expansions. Irony Bites, a planet healer healing self, her cell's civil war echoing climate's chaos. Colleagues commend her columns from chemo chairs, words weaponized against oblivion. Physically, the toll tallies. CRTS tempests yield tremors and transfusions. Isolation wards a sterile solitude broken by FaceTime frolics. Complementary comforters, yoga's gentle arcs, aromatherapy's lavender lullabies, soften edges while nutrition's net, leafy greens, omega-rich fish, fortifies. Psychologically, therapy threads the needle. Unpacking why me into what now, support circles for young oncologists sharing scar stories like sacred texts. Family's fortress fortifies. Caroline's letters, echoes of her father's fireside chats. Rose's reels remixing hospital humdrum into hilarity. Legacy looms, a lantern in fog. Tatiana envisions echoes. Essays enduring as environmental edicts, her sons inheriting curiosity's compass. Edwin Jr. already quizzing on quail migrations. Philanthropy pulses. Kennedy coffers channeling to leukemia labs, her story seeding scholarships for science scribes. In quiet quarters she queries eternity, not dogma but dirt, composting her carbon, scattering ashes in Adirondack streams where she once tracked turtles. Yet, gratitude gilds grief, their unflinching hold a gift wrapped in ache, she writes of kin bonds burnished brighter by blaze. Tatiana's Odyssey, from nursery nectar to Nadir's notice, redefines valor, not conquest but caress of the countable days. In borrowed time she authors abundance, lullabies lingering, lessons layered in love. As AML advances, her spirit soars, falcon-free, untrammeled, a Kennedy coda of courage whispering to her boys and beyond, live lushly, love largely, leave lightly. Her narrative, etched in essay and endurance, invites us to honor the hour, for in illness's ink life's loveliest lines emerge.